When life gets hard, that's the moment most people quit. That's the moment most people pack it up, make excuses, and convince themselves the pain isn't worth it. But you're not most people. Hard times aren't here to break you. They're here to show you what you're made of. Life isn't supposed to be easy. If it were, everyone would be crushing it. But that's not how greatness works. Greatness comes from stepping into the fire, not running from it. It's forged in the grind, the struggle, the late nights, the early mornings, the moments where your mind screams at you to give up, but your heart whispers, keep going. When you're down, when you're at your lowest, that's when you've got to decide who you really are. Are you the kind of person who folds, or are you the kind of person who rises? Pain is your teacher. Struggle is your sharpening stone. Every time life tries to knock you out, it's handing you an opportunity, a chance to show yourself in the world that you will not be beaten. Every setback is fuel. Every failure is another brick in the foundation of the person you are becoming. This isn't about motivation. Motivation comes and goes as fleeting. This is about discipline. This is about showing up when you don't feel like it. This is about putting in the work when nobody's watching, when the lights are off and the rewards are nowhere in sight. It's in those moments that the real transformation happens. You want to escape the pain? You want the struggle to end? Then fight. Fight harder than you ever have. Your mind will tell you it's too hard, that you're too tired, too broken, too far gone. Don't listen to it. That voice is a liar. It's the voice of mediocrity, and you're not here to be mediocre. You're here to be unstoppable. Push past the pain. Push past the doubt. Every step you take when it feels like you have nothing left is proof that you are stronger than you think. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to do the work for you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll realize that you are your own savior. You are the hero of your story. And heroes aren't made by avoiding the battle. They're made by walking straight into it and coming out the other side bloody but victorious. So when life is hard, lean into it. Embrace the grind. Let it teach you, let it shape you, let it break you down so you can build yourself back stronger. You've got one life, one shot. Don't waste it waiting for things to get easier. They won't. You've got to make yourself tougher. Remember this, the hardest roads lead to the highest peaks. So get up, keep moving, and don't you dare stop. The world is watching, but more importantly, you're watching yourself. Show yourself what you're capable of. Be the proof that no matter how hard life gets, you'll rise every single time. When life throws challenges at you, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to think that the universe is conspiring against you. But that's not the truth. The truth is that adversity isn't here to crush you, it's here to shape you into something extraordinary. Imagine a sword being forged. It doesn't come into existence by staying untouched and pristine. It's thrust into the fire, pounded relentlessly, and cooled again and again. That's how it becomes unbreakable. The same process applies to you. Every setback, every failure, every moment of doubt is the fire that forges your character. These moments of struggle are the universe's way of asking you, how bad do you want it? It's in the trenches, when everything seems to be going wrong, that you discover what you're really made of. Strength isn't given, it's earned, and the price of earning it is discomfort, pain, and perseverance. When you face adversity, don't shrink back, lean into it. See it for what it truly is, a test. It's a chance to grow tougher, to grow smarter, to grow into the person you've always envisioned yourself to be. People who live their lives avoiding struggle never unlock their full potential. They stay comfortable, but they stay small. You're not here to live small. You're here to conquer, to overcome, to thrive. So the next time life knocks you down, don't curse it. Don't complain. Smile because it's your moment to rise. This is where your story gets interesting. This is where the seeds of greatness are planted. Adversity is not your enemy, it's your greatest ally if you choose to see it that way. When life feels like it's crushing you under its weight, it's natural to want to escape, to search for an easy way out. But the truth is, the hard moments are where the magic happens. They are life's ultimate testing ground, the proving ground for who you really are. It's in the moments of adversity that you're being handed the keys to unlock your potential, not in gift wrap, but wrapped in pain, struggle, and uncertainty. That's the price of greatness. You don't get stronger by running from the storm. You get stronger by standing in the middle of it and refusing to move. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you. None of them got to where they are by skating through life on smooth roads. They were built in the furnace of adversity. They were forged in moments when the world told them they couldn't, but they dug deep, found something unshakable within themselves, and proved the world wrong. That same fire exists inside of you, waiting to be ignited, but it only lights up when you step into the heat. Adversity is your coach, your mentor, your toughest teacher. It strips away the distractions, the illusions, the excuses, and forces you to confront yourself. It asks you questions no one else dares to. How badly do you want this? How far are you willing to go? What are you prepared to sacrifice? In the face of adversity, you can't hide. You have to answer with your actions, not your words. Pain and struggle are not signs that something has gone wrong. They're signs that you're on the edge of transformation. They're the price you pay to become the version of yourself that you've always dreamed of being. Every time you think you've reached your breaking point, every time you feel like you can't take one more step, remember this: you're not breaking, you're being rebuilt. Brick by brick, layer by layer, you're becoming stronger, more focused, more unstoppable. And let's be real, nothing worth having comes easy. Comfort zones are prisons disguised as safe havens. They keep you stuck, keep you small, keep you mediocre. But adversity shatters those walls. It shows you that you're capable of so much more than you ever imagined. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to teach you how to fight, how to endure, and how to rise above anything life throws at you. So when the world feels like it's closing in, don't shrink. Stand tall. Face it. Embrace the chaos, the discomfort, the fear, and let it fuel you. Let it sharpen your focus, toughen your skin, and ignite a fire in your soul that nothing and no one can extinguish. Adversity is not a roadblock, it's a stepping stone. It's a training ground where ordinary people become extraordinary. Every time you survive the struggle, every time you conquer a challenge, you're proving to yourself that you are unbreakable. So don't run from the hard times. Walk straight into them. They're not a curse, they're a gift. They're shaping you into the person you're destined to be, and one day you'll look back on these moments and realize they were the foundation of your greatness. Greatness isn't handed out like a prize at a raffle, it's earned through struggle. Every person you admire, every legend whose story inspires you, has one thing in common: they faced challenges that would break most people. But here's the thing: they didn't see struggle as something to avoid, they saw it as the price of admission to the life they wanted. They knew that every step through the fire, every bruise, every setback was carving them into someone unstoppable. The path to greatness is steep, rough, and full of obstacles. It's not lined with shortcuts or paved with ease. It's a brutal, relentless climb that tests you at every turn. Why? Because the process weeds out those who aren't truly committed. The struggle doesn't care about your talent, your background, or your dreams. It only responds to grit, to perseverance, to those willing to show up and fight every single day, even when they're tired, broken, or feel like they're failing. Think about the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. It's a messy, painful process. It's not graceful or easy, but without that struggle, it would never gain the strength to fly. The same is true for you. Struggle isn't a barrier to greatness, it's the key to unlocking it. Every time you push through the discomfort, every time you keep going when the odds are stacked against you, you're proving to yourself that you deserve the rewards waiting on the other side. When the grind feels endless, when the results seem far away, remind yourself that you're in the middle of your transformation. The struggle is molding you, teaching you, and preparing you for a level of success you wouldn't be able to handle otherwise. It's like lifting weights. Every rep feels harder, your muscles burn, and you want to quit. But that resistance is exactly what's making you stronger. Without it, you stay weak. You stay the same. Greatness isn't just about achieving something big. It's about becoming someone powerful, someone resilient, someone who can look at any challenge and say, bring it on. Struggle is what separates those who dream from those who do. It's what builds the mental toughness and the emotional strength that no one can take from you. It's not just about crossing the finish line, it's about who you become on the way there. So don't resent the struggle. Don't wish for it to be easier. Wish for yourself to be stronger. Every moment you endure, every time you choose to keep fighting, you're getting closer to the person you're meant to be. Greatness doesn't come from avoiding the grind, it comes from embracing it, owning it, and thriving in it. Remember this, the harder the journey, the sweeter the victory. The struggle is not your enemy, it's your greatest ally in the pursuit of greatness. Motivation is a spark, it's fleeting, unpredictable, and unreliable. It might get you out of bed once, but it won't keep you moving when the world feels like it's collapsing on top of you. That's why motivation alone will never get you to the finish line. Discipline, on the other hand, is the engine that keeps you going no matter how you feel. It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, but it's the secret weapon behind every success story you've ever heard. Discipline is what makes you show up when the excitement fades. It's what keeps you grinding when the initial rush of enthusiasm is long gone. It's waking up early to put in the work, even when your body begs for more sleep. It's saying no to distractions, to comfort, to anything that pulls you away from your goals. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel in the moment. It's anchored to the bigger picture, to the version of yourself you're building every single day. Think about a professional athlete. They don't rely on motivation to train. It's their discipline that gets them into the gym, onto the field, and through grueling hours of practice, day in and day out. It's not that they always want to do it. It's that they've trained themselves to do it anyway. That's the difference between people who dabble and people who dominate. Motivation whispers maybe later. Discipline demands right now. When life gets hard, motivation will abandon you. It won't be there when you're exhausted, frustrated, or doubting yourself. But discipline will. Discipline is your anchor in the storm, your steady hand when the chaos hits. It's the voice inside you that says, this is hard, but I'm doing it anyway. And the more you lean into it, the more unstoppable you become. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds over time. Every small, consistent action builds on the last. One day of showing up turns into a week, a month, a year. And before you know it, you've built a life, a mindset, and a level of success that most people only dream of. Discipline is what transforms effort into achievement. It's the bridge between wanting something and actually getting it. And here's the thing, discipline isn't something you're born with, it's something you train. Every time you choose to stick to your plan instead of taking the easy way out, you're strengthening that muscle. Every time you push past the excuses, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more. Over time, discipline becomes second nature. It stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like freedom, the freedom to live the life you've always wanted on your terms. So don't wait for motivation to strike. It's unreliable, fickle, and temporary. Instead, build discipline. Let it be the foundation you stand on, the fuel that drives you forward. With discipline, you don't need to hope for success, you create it. Day by day, choice by choice, you carve out a path that no amount of doubt, fear, or difficulty can shake. Discipline is the ultimate superpower, and once you master it, there's nothing you can't achieve. Pushing beyond your limits is where the real transformation begins. Most people stop the moment things get tough. They hit a wall and convince themselves they've given all they've got. But here's the truth, that wall isn't your limit. It's just the edge of your comfort zone, a boundary built by your mind to keep you safe and small. If you want to become something greater, you have to shatter that wall and step into the unknown. Your mind is designed to protect you, to conserve energy, to keep you away from anything that feels too uncomfortable. But greatness doesn't live in comfort. It lives in the moments where you feel like you can't go any further, and then you do. When your muscles are screaming, when your energy is drained, when your mind is begging you to quit, that's when you discover the power you didn't know you had. That's when you find out that the limits you thought were real were just an illusion. Think about the people who've achieved incredible things, athletes breaking records, entrepreneurs building empires, individuals overcoming impossible odds. They weren't born with something you don't have. They just made the decision to keep going when it felt like they had nothing left. They trained their minds to see challenges not as stop signs, but as invitations to level up. And every time they pushed past their limits expanded. It's not easy, it's supposed to hurt. Growth always comes with discomfort. Imagine a seed breaking through the soil or a butterfly emerging from its cocoon. That process is anything but gentle. It's a fight, a struggle, a moment of pure effort. But without it, there's no life, no flight, no progress. The same is true for you. The pain you feel when you push past your limits is not a sign of weakness, it's proof that you're alive, growing, and evolving. Here's the thing, your body and mind are capable of so much more than you think. Studies have shown that when you feel like you've hit your limit, you're often only operating at about 40% of your true capacity. That means there's a whole 60% of untapped potential waiting for you on the other side of your excuses. The only way to access it is to push through the discomfort, to keep going when everything in you says stop. Every step you take beyond your perceived limits builds something powerful inside you: mental toughness, resilience, and an unshakable belief in your ability to overcome anything. And the more you push, the stronger you become. The stronger you become, the more your limits expand. It's a cycle of growth that transforms you from someone who doubts themselves into someone who knows deep down that nothing is impossible. So the next time you hit that wall, don't stop. Don't back down. Lean into the pain, the fatigue, the fear, and use it as fuel. Remind yourself that this is where most people quit, but not you. You're here to break through, to redefine what's possible, to prove to yourself that you are stronger, tougher, and more capable than you ever imagined. Beyond your limits lies the life you've been dreaming of. All you have to do is keep going. Pain is one of the most misunderstood forces in life. Most people see it as a reason to stop, as a sign that they're doing something wrong, as something to avoid at all costs. But pain isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. It's a tool, a signal, and most importantly, it's fuel. If you learn how to harness it, pain can become the driving force behind your transformation. Every time life knocks you down, you have a choice. You can let the pain paralyze you, or you can let it sharpen you. Pain has a way of stripping away the unnecessary, of cutting through the noise and forcing you to focus on what really matters. It wakes you up. It shows you where you're weak, where you need to grow, and where you've been holding yourself back. Pain doesn't lie. It tells you the raw truth about where you are and pushes you toward where you need to be. Think about the most inspiring stories you've ever heard. Behind every victory, every triumph, there's always pain, failure, heartbreak, struggle. But those who rise above it don't see pain as a dead end. They see it as a spark, a challenge, a chance to prove what they're made of. They don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They use the pain as motivation, as energy to propel themselves forward when everything in their life feels like it's falling apart. Pain is also a reminder that you're alive. It means you're trying, pushing, and striving for something greater. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but it leads to stagnation. Pain, on the other hand, forces you to adapt, to evolve, and to find strength you didn't know you had. When you're in the thick of it, when it feels unbearable, remind yourself that this is the process. Pain isn't here to break you, it's here to mold you into something unstoppable. Let's be real, running from pain doesn't make it go away. It only delays the inevitable. If you avoid the lessons pain has to offer, you'll keep facing the same challenges, the same struggles over and over again. But if you confront it head on, if you learn to embrace it and use it, pain becomes your ally. It becomes the fire that fuels your determination, the edge that separates you from everyone else who chooses the easy way out. The next time you're in pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, don't waste it. Don't let it go unanswered. Take it and channel it into action. If you're in pain because you failed, use it to refine your strategy and come back stronger. If you're in pain because of a loss, let it remind you to value what you still have and fight even harder for what matters. Pain is energy. It's up to you how you use it. Over time, as you learn to use pain as fuel, you'll start to see it differently. You won't fear it or run from it. You'll welcome it, knowing that it's a sign of progress. You'll realize that pain is temporary, but the strength, wisdom, and resilience it builds in you are permanent. Every scar, every tear, every ounce of sweat will become a badge of honor, a reminder that you faced the fire and came out stronger on the other side. So let the pain fuel you. Let it remind you of what you're fighting for and how far you've come. Pain is not a curse, it's a gift. It's proof that you're in the arena, that you're alive, and that you're becoming the person you were always meant to be. Use it wisely, and there will be no limit to what you can achieve. No one is coming to save you. That's the raw, unfiltered truth that many people avoid facing. It's not because the world is cruel or indifferent. It's because the power to change your life has always been inside you. Waiting for someone else to fix your problems, to lift you out of hardship, or to guide you to success is a losing game. You are your own savior, your own hero, and the sooner you embrace that, the sooner you unlock your potential. Life doesn't come with a rescue plan. There's no cavalry charging over the hill. No magical moment where everything suddenly becomes easy. The hard truth is that no one will ever care about your dreams, your struggles, or your goals as much as you do. And that's not a bad thing, it's liberating. Because once you understand that your life is 100% your responsibility, you stop waiting for external solutions and start creating internal ones. When you take ownership of your life, something incredible happens. You realize you're in control. No matter how tough things get, no matter how many times you fail, you have the power to change your trajectory. It's not about blaming others for what's gone wrong. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, this is on me, and I'm capable of fixing it. That's not weakness, that's strength, that's courage. That's the beginning of true transformation. Think about it, all the greats, the people who've achieved incredible things, didn't sit around waiting for someone to hand them success. They faced their struggles head on. They didn't make excuses or blame the world for their setbacks. Instead, they asked themselves, what can I do? How can I rise above this? And then they acted. Not once, not occasionally, but every single day. Being your own savior means embracing the grind, the hustle, the unglamorous work that most people avoid. It's about showing up for yourself, even when no one else is watching. It's about becoming your own biggest advocate, your own toughest critic, and your own loudest cheerleader. It's not easy. It requires brutal honesty, relentless effort, and an unshakable belief in your ability to overcome. But the rewards, they're life-changing. When you stop waiting for someone else to solve your problems, you start finding solutions within yourself. You stop relying on luck or circumstances and start creating opportunities. You stop being a passenger in your own life and take the wheel. And that's when everything changes, because no one can take away what you build for yourself. No one can rob you of the confidence, the skills, and the resilience you gain from fighting your own battles. Of course, there will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the weight of the world feels unbearable. That's natural. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you dig deep, remind yourself of who you are, and keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, no one else can do it for you. This is your life, your journey, your fight. You don't need a hero, you already are one. You just have to step into that role. Stop waiting for someone to save you and start saving yourself. Be the person who gets back up every time they're knocked down. Be the person who refuses to quit no matter how hard it gets. Be the person who looks back one day and says, I did that, I made it happen. The power to change your life isn't out there somewhere, it's inside you. Always has been, always will be. Embrace it, own it, and become the hero of your story. The world isn't waiting to save you, but it is waiting to see what you're capable of. Show it. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Most people fear failure because they see it as the end of the road, a sign that they're not good enough, or proof that they'll never make it. But the truth is, failure is a gift, a brutal, honest, and necessary teacher. It's the ultimate feedback, telling you what's working, what isn't, and what you need to change to reach the next level. If you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to grow. The problem isn't failure itself, it's the way we interpret it. Too many people let failure define them. They hit a setback and think, that's it. I'm done. I'm not capable, but failure isn't a verdict, it's a stepping stone. Every person who has achieved greatness has a trail of failures behind them, failed attempts, rejected ideas, and moments where it would have been easier to quit. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as fuel to push harder, learn more, and come back stronger. Think about Thomas Edison, who famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Imagine if he had stopped at the first failed experiment, or the 10th, or the 1,000th. The world would have missed out on one of the most transformative inventions in history. His failures weren't setbacks, they were steps forward. Every no brought him closer to a yes. Every mistake taught him something new. That's the mindset you need to adopt. Failure is proof that you're trying, that you're in the game, that you're taking risks and putting yourself out there. Playing it safe might keep you from failing, but it also keeps you from succeeding. Success requires risk, and with risk comes the possibility of failure. But the only true failure is refusing to try. The only way you lose is by giving up. When you fail, it's not the end. It's a chance to assess, adapt, and advance. Failure shines a spotlight on your weaknesses and blind spots, giving you the clarity to make improvements. It builds resilience, teaching you how to bounce back stronger and smarter. It forces you to innovate, to think creatively, and to find solutions you never would have considered otherwise. Every failure is a lesson in disguise, and those lessons are the foundation of your eventual success. But here's the catch: you have to be willing to embrace failure, to face it head on without letting it crush your spirit. That takes courage. It takes grit. It takes a relentless belief in your ability to turn every setback into a comeback. Instead of fearing failure, you need to welcome it. Look it in the eye and say, what can you teach me? How can I use this to grow? When you do that, failure loses its power over you. It stops being something to avoid and starts being something to leverage. The most successful people in the world don't avoid failure, they seek it out. They understand that every failure gets them one step closer to their goals. They know that the road to success is paved with mistakes, missteps, and lessons learned the hard way. They don't let failure define them, they let it refine them. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. Use it. Learn from it. Let it toughen your skin, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your resolve. Failure is not the end of your journey, it's the beginning of your transformation. It's the fire that forges the steel, the pressure that creates the diamond. Every failure is an opportunity to rise, to grow, and to become the unstoppable force you were meant to be. The journey to success is never linear. There's no smooth, predictable path to follow, no guaranteed outcome. Life throws curveballs, roadblocks, and moments where everything seems to be falling apart. But here's the critical lesson: success doesn't come from always being perfect or getting everything right. It comes from persistence. It comes from showing up every day, even when things don't go as planned, even when the world is telling you to quit. The key to winning isn't perfection, it's consistency. Too many people believe that if they don't get things perfect the first time, they failed. But that's a trap. Perfection is an illusion. Life isn't about getting everything right. It's about showing up, doing the work, and being relentless even when progress feels slow or the results aren't immediate. It's about pushing forward when you don't see the finish line. The true strength lies in your ability to keep going when it feels like nothing is working, when your efforts seem invisible, and the outcome is unclear. Think about a small child learning to walk. Do they give up after the first fall? No. Do they stop trying after every stumble and scrape? No. They keep going, keep learning, and keep falling until they find their balance. That's persistence in its purest form. They don't wait for the perfect moment to take a step. They take a step, then fall, then try again. And eventually they walk and then they run. That's how success works. It's about continually moving forward, even when every step feels uncertain. Persistence is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who never see them come to life. Most people quit just before they would have succeeded. They give up after a few failures, after a couple of setbacks, or after the first sign that things aren't going according to plan. But those who persist, those who keep moving, even when the road is tough, even when the journey feels endless, are the ones who eventually break through. The thing is, every time you push through a difficult moment, you build something far more valuable than the achievement itself. You build mental toughness, resilience, and the ability to weather storms that would break others. When you're consistent in your pursuit of something, you develop a mindset that doesn't waver when things get hard. You learn to ignore the noise, the doubt, the fear, and keep your eyes focused on the end goal. The more you stay the course, the more invincible you become. Persistence is about continuing when others give up. It's about doing the hard work when it feels like no one is watching or appreciating it. It's about doing it because you know deep down that this is what you've chosen, and no matter how many times you fall, you're getting closer to your goal. The magic happens in the moments where most people would quit. That's where the real growth lies, in those moments of doubt, struggle, and resistance. When you stay in the game long enough, your persistence will create the breakthrough you're waiting for. And here's the truth: there will be days when you feel like you're not getting anywhere. The progress will seem invisible, and the results won't match the effort you're putting in. That's the part that trips most people up. They stop because they don't see the immediate payoff. But that's when persistence matters most. It's in the invisible progress, the grinding, the working, the showing up when you don't want to, that you're building momentum that will eventually pay off. Success is about putting one foot in front of the other every single day, no matter how hard it gets. It's about finding the strength to push through the tough days, the long nights, and the seemingly endless grind. It's about knowing that the end result won't happen overnight, but as long as you keep going, keep doing the work, keep persisting, you'll eventually cross that finish line. So don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about having everything figured out. Worry about consistency. Show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Keep moving, even when the results seem far away. Stay in the game, and one day you'll look back and realize that your persistence was the key that unlocked your success. Because those who keep going when everyone else quits are the ones who win. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. It's the lens through which you view the world, your challenges, and your potential. And here's the hard truth: if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. If you're not willing to bet on your own abilities, then how can you expect the world to believe in you? Your mindset shapes your reality. It dictates how you respond to setbacks, how you approach obstacles, and how far you're willing to go to achieve your goals. Most people underestimate the power of their thoughts. They think that success is determined by external factors, resources, luck, timing. But success is primarily a result of how you think and what you believe about yourself. If you tell yourself you can't, you won't. If you convince yourself you're not good enough, you won't even try. But if you believe in your ability to overcome, to grow, to rise to the challenge, you'll take the actions necessary to make it happen. The mind is the most powerful tool you have at your disposal. It can either be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. It can push you to heights you never thought possible, or it can hold you back, trapping you in self-doubt and limiting beliefs. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, it's mindset. People with a strong, positive mindset know that failure is not a reflection of their worth. They see failure as a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey. They don't let setbacks define them. They redefine setbacks. Think about the concept of a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. Those with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are limited, that they are either good at something or they're not, that failure means they'll never be successful. But those with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn, to improve, and to become stronger. They believe that effort, persistence, and a willingness to learn can overcome any obstacle. This mindset shift is one of the most powerful changes you can make in your life. When you adopt a growth mindset, you stop seeing failure as the end of the road. You see it as a lesson, as feedback, as part of the process. And let's be clear, this doesn't mean you won't face fear, doubt, or resistance. The difference is that when you believe in yourself, you act in spite of those feelings. You don't let fear paralyze you. You move forward, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. It's not about feeling confident all the time. It's about trusting that no matter what happens, you have the strength to keep going, to adapt, and to grow. Belief in yourself is the fuel that keeps the engine running when everything else is failing. It's the voice inside you that says, I will get through this when the world around you says you can't. It's the courage to start something new, to take that first step, even when you're scared out of your mind. It's knowing that you are worthy of success, that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. When you believe in yourself, you stop being a passive observer of your own life. You become an active participant, taking control and making things happen. And the truth is, belief is something you can cultivate. It's not something you either have or don't have. It's something you grow over time with every small win, every challenge overcome, and every step forward. The more you prove to yourself that you can overcome obstacles, the more your belief in yourself grows. And as your belief grows, your actions become bolder, your efforts become more focused, and your successes multiply. There's no magic formula for success, but there is one essential ingredient: belief in yourself. Without it, nothing else matters. No strategy, no talent, no opportunity can make up for the lack of self-belief. So start with your mindset. Start with believing that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you have the strength to push through any adversity. When you truly believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. There's nothing that can hold you back. You'll keep moving forward no matter what. And eventually you'll look back and realize that it was your belief in yourself that made all the difference. You have the power, you have the ability, you just need to believe it and then prove it. The people you surround yourself with are the invisible force that can either lift you up or drag you down. Your environment plays a pivotal role in shaping your mindset, your energy, and your actions. You can't expect to rise to your highest potential if you're constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, and people who don't believe in you. The truth is, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, if you're not where you want to be in life, take a hard look at your circle. Are they pushing you to be better, or are they holding you back? It's easy to think that you can do it all on your own, that you can grind your way to success without needing anyone. But the reality is, you need people who will challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. Surround yourself with those who elevate you, who force you to level up, and who won't let you settle for mediocrity. These people might not always be the ones who tell you what you want to hear. They might be the ones who tell you the hard truth, who push you out of your comfort zone, and who demand more from you. And that's exactly what you need. People who believe in your potential, even when you don't believe in yourself, are invaluable. When you're on the journey to success, you need people who will inspire you to keep going when it gets tough. You need people who won't let you quit, who will remind you of your bigger purpose when you lose sight of it. They'll help you stay grounded and focused, even when the world around you feels chaotic. These people help you see possibilities you might have missed, offer perspectives you might not have considered, and give you the motivation to push through when you feel like giving up. On the flip side, there are people who drain your energy, who fill you with self-doubt, and who feed you negativity. They might be well-meaning, but they don't understand your vision or the sacrifices you're making. They might be comfortable in their own mediocrity, and their words and actions will reflect that. These people are dangerous because they make you question your path, your goals, and your drive. They might say things like, it's not realistic, or maybe you should just take it easy. Or why don't you just enjoy life the way it is? These aren't the people you need in your corner. These are the people who keep you stuck, who keep you from realizing your full potential. That's why you need to be intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. Don't just surround yourself with people who make you feel comfortable. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you to think bigger, work harder, and push beyond your limits. Find those who have walked the road you want to walk, who have achieved what you aspire to achieve, and who can guide you when you're lost or confused. These people will act as mentors, sounding boards, and sources of wisdom, helping you avoid the mistakes they've made and accelerating your progress. But it's not just about finding the right people, it's also about being the right person. If you want to attract a circle of high achievers, you have to embody the traits you want in others. Be someone who inspires, someone who gives as much as they receive. Be the person who adds value, who shares knowledge, who pushes others to be their best. When you show up as a person of value, you attract people who reflect that same energy and mindset. As you move towards your goals, you'll find that your circle will change. People who aren't aligned with your vision will naturally fall away, and people who share your drive and ambition will come into your life. This is a natural process. As you grow, you'll need to grow into new relationships, new environments, and new opportunities. And the more you surround yourself with people who push you to be better, the faster you'll rise. Your circle can make the difference between success and failure. Choose wisely. So take inventory of your relationships. Are the people around you helping you move forward, or are they holding you back? Are they encouraging your growth, or are they limiting your potential? Surround yourself with those who will elevate you, challenge you, and force you to become the best version of yourself. Because the right people don't just change your life, they help you unlock the best parts of yourself that you never knew existed. And that's the key to achieving anything you want in life. At the end of the day, life will throw everything at you: challenges, setbacks, obstacles, and doubts. But the question isn't whether you'll face hard times, it's how you choose to respond when they come. Will you let your circumstances define you, or will you rise above them and redefine what's possible? The power to change your life lies within you. You are the one who decides whether you give up or keep pushing forward. You are the one who determines whether you allow failure to crush you or use it to fuel your growth. You are the one who chooses whether to keep going when everyone else would quit. The journey won't be easy. There will be moments when you feel broken, when you question everything, when the world seems to be against you. But those are the moments that will define who you become. You have the ability to turn your struggles into strength, your pain into purpose, and your failures into lessons. Every single step you take towards your goal, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you rise after a fall, you're stronger than before. Your mindset, your persistence, your self-belief, and the people you surround yourself with are the tools that will carry you through. There's no secret formula to success, only hard work, resilience, and the unshakable will to keep going. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for someone else to save you. Start right now. Take ownership of your life, embrace the struggle, and commit to being the person who never quits. Your story isn't finished. You've got what it takes to overcome whatever life throws at you, to push beyond the limits of what you thought was possible, and to achieve more than you ever imagined. Stay in the fight, because the best version of yourself is waiting on the other side of every obstacle. You are capable, you are strong, and you will rise.